So here I sit on day 368 of the Spread Love campaign. And if you had a chance to watch my video from the other day celebrating the anniversary, I think in everything I'm doing, I'm just trying to share my truth. And most of the time, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but I really believe deep in my heart that we have so much more work to do. And so I just try to move forward. And oftentimes I get distracted, and today is one of them where I also have another passion of one-piece ski suits. And on December 27th of 2016, I decided to launch my rental company, and 2 weeks later this started. So I'm finding myself allowing myself to be distracted instead of focusing on what I know is more important, which is trying to share my truth of what this means to me and why it's really important. One, and also some of my own fears that get in my way. One of them being that I carry inventory, a lot of it, and I often wonder, what the heck am I doing? Why did I do this? Maybe I won't ever sell it. And that's actually been a theme for this whole last year. And maybe that's just what it is to be a merchandiser, but I'm not a merchandiser. I'm just a person trying to put out a message. And for me, it is so much more than just a message. It is about having things to share with people, feel comfortable. I want to share stories that over the next few weeks of things that came up in the last year of why it kept motivating me to move forward. And one of them was recently, I met a woman in my neighborhood who had just moved to Seattle from India after living there, I think, for 15 years. She's Canadian, and she's married to an Indian man, and they were moving to Seattle for her work. And she said that one of the reasons why she chose the neighborhood that we live in is that when they came looking for places to live, she kept seeing the Spread Love sign. And she, being in a multicultural marriage and having biracial children, she felt like, told her husband, she's like, this is, the neighborhood is telling us this is the neighborhood for us. And that really meant a lot to me, because for me, when I started this, all I wanted to do was blanket the country with this message and realize that we can be all more accepting of each other, and we have a lot of work to do to uplift different citizens of our country and look out for the beauty of this country. So that really meant a lot to me. And the other thing that I want to share is maybe 5 days in, when I first got my signs, the very first signs I got, I had them up in front of my house for just a few days before we had to head to Canada. And when I had them on my car, duct taped to the car, and they were there were like 3 of them in front of my house. And my husband, just being a protector that he is, took them off of the car, and he also took them down in front of the house. And I told him I understood for the car. We were going on a long drive, and, I don't know, it was just a new experience of not sure he wanting to, like my boys had been worried about, create negative, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe, I don't know, bad things would happen while we were driving. But he also took them down in front of my house, and I told him that just wasn't okay. And I asked him why he did it, and he said, maybe there will be vandalism while we were gone. And I told him, we have homeowners insurance, and we have neighbors. And in the end, actually, I didn't care if something happened to our home, because that's the luxury. It kind of was a big slap in my face to me, to wake me up of, it's not okay for me to have the luxury to take something down for my own safety, because most people who are not white don't get to take off the things that make them whole and mean a lot to them, which they walk through the world and have to face different opinions and whatever someone believes about them, and stand up strong to it and lead with who they are, lead with love. And I'm sure the fear every single day, that's something that I don't have to experience. And so for my husband, I said, that's not what we get to do. We don't get to take down these signs. This is what I believe, and I'm standing strong with that. regardless of the feedback. So I'm sharing this video because you know, the Women's March is coming up again, and there's going to be activism happening. And when it happened last year, that's the sign, that's what kind of took it off in the fire that got lit underneath it. But I always said it's more than just one day. But it is coming up, and I want more and more people to wear this at the march, and I want more spread of it throughout the country. So, you know, I have my little messages behind me, and these are just in my office while I work. This is my office where I do my photography work and a lot of other things. But I'm just going to read a couple to them. It says, to me, failure is not trying. It's rather than not succeeding. And today, I really, really want to share that if you are planning on going to the march or want to give gifts to people to carry at the march or carry beyond for every single day of 2018, go on to the Spread Love website and purchase things. You can get them in time. And on Saturday, I will be having an open house. You can come to my house and we can talk about different things of how we can take this campaign and everything that is going on in our different ways we can insert ourselves through volunteering with different organizations or just coming together as a community. So Saturday, I'll have an open house. Possibly I'll have an open house on Sunday. I can ship everything out across the country. So order, please. And it really isn't just about the numbers of sales. It is about coming together and realizing that we are stronger together. And if someone in your neighborhood sees the sign, perhaps they will share something about them that you didn't know. One other thing I'm sharing is a story that happened in Spokane this year, and a fair trade shop called Kazuri. They started selling signs, and the owner, it's a more conservative part of Washington, and she decided to do that, and the sign continues to sell, which has been amazing. But she learned something from her neighbor who had come over and said, I love seeing that sign there, thank you so much. And then actually the neighbor came into the shop to buy the sign, and she shared with her that her daughter was a trans, or son, I'm not sure which, I don't want to mistell the story, but her child was trans, and it meant so much for her to see the sign in her neighbor's yard, because it meant that her child would be more accepted. And they shared, it was something that the two of them didn't know, even though they were neighbors. And hugs were shared, tears were shared, connection was shared, and that is what this campaign for me is about. It's about spreading love and getting to know people in different ways, what we present and how we see ourselves through other people's eyes, and how people see us isn't always the real truth. So when we start connecting with people and sharing our truth, we really get to see ourselves as stronger people and see other people as who they are, and we can grow and get stronger together. So anyway, it is day 369. This is a long video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Reach out to me. Anyone across this country, please reach out if you have a way that you think you could get on board the Spread Love campaign besides just buying product. I need as much help as I can to further this message. The first year I was by myself, and I really want to build this with other people's help and expertise and knowledge, because I only have a little bit of knowledge, and I have relied on a lot of people to help me further it. So maybe it's you, and you can give me a call, email me, put in an order and get 100 signs. I swear to God, you'll sell them. Take them to your Women's March, and you will sell them. If not in one day, you will sell them, and you will have incredible connections with people that will propel you in this year to do different things that you never thought. I promise, if you join the Spread Love campaign, it will impact you in ways that you would never have guessed. So that's it. Have a great Tuesday. We are stronger together, and together we rise.